Alright, so I'm going to be playing through King's Quest 1 and 2, the original King's Quest 1. There was a VGA remake, um, I think released in the early 90s, and was released as part of the King's Quest collection back in the late 90s. So I'm playing the original off of this collection here. And then King's Quest 2, I believe there was an unofficial remake. That one I'm playing the original of as well. So there's not a whole lot of sound to these original games. There's usually a couple quick songs and some sound effects, but those are only for particular actions. Those are supposed to be alligators in the bottom. There you go, there's some music. So with these games, there's different speed settings. So like you can set this to fast speed. Unfortunately, the first King's Quest game doesn't normalize the speed, so on a computer like this, it goes way too fast. So this is where you get your quest from the king. Alright, so now we can go out and find these 3 items. or not. I forgot that you've got to move your character in order to avoid falling into the moat. Alright, so we get to start over already. So yeah, these games are billed as 3D adventure games. 3D as in there's different layers to the scene. Like you can walk behind that tree or in front of it, but in terms of actual 3D, it of course isn't. So in order to walk over that 3-dimensional bridge, you've got to actually move your character up and down to match the dimensions of the bridge. A lot of these old Sierra games had a point system, and that was really all you had to determine whether or not you got everything in the game. And even then, there were some things where you would do something and think that it would be the right thing to do, and it would deduct points from your score. So you were left thinking that there was something left to do, and you had actually done everything, but you completed one of the tasks incorrectly or different than what they planned you to do. wonderful looking suits of armor. Why didn't... Okay, so why didn't they draw one decent one and mirror it for the other side? What the hell happened there? Alright. Alright. So we got our first item. I think. Yeah, so we can actually go and look at these items. It just says okay and sends you up the tree. So with these King's Quest games, and with a lot of the other early Sierra games, there were a lot of spots where you had these awkward paths that you had to follow, and if you didn't, you fell off the side and you died. Which reminds me, I should probably save quite often. Yeah. Yeah, this is the original. Invisibility ring. Good for one use. Alright, so let's go on over this way. So that door's locked. That's the door you come out of later on in the game. Another wonderful bit about these games. So, see how there's a swim key? So watch this. You have to push a button to get him to start swimming. Because if you don't, he flails about and then drowns. Yeah, this game actually, if you miss certain things, you're actually stuck. You can't finish the game. And these first couple King's Quest games, they had these creatures that would show up randomly that would steal a random item from you. So if it was a key item to complete the game, that was it. You were done. Which is why we're saving constantly. Now we're going to play a game of Cut the Rope. Send that rope down there. Alright, so let's go down into the well. And here we'll tell him to swim again. Apparently in the Dark Ages in King's Quest, they have cans of soda. So here's the dragon. So you would normally think that, you know, you'd attack him with this dagger that you've got. You can instead get close enough and throw water at him. And here I've actually got to exit and re-enter so that the boulder is no longer in the way. So you see how that's moved. And here you see a blue rectangle. So that's the mirror. So that's our first item that the king wants us to get. So we'll save. That guy we'll use later. I guess that's the sound of a goat. Oh boy, lots of diamonds. Okay. So a lot of these screens I'm going to try and stay along the edge. You get these random encounters. So this is one of the good random encounters. There's a few of them that are bad. There's some sort of ogre or something like that that'll kill you. There's the was it a gnome in this one that comes by and steals your stuff? Okay, so there's that. Got a 4-leaf clover. Amazing water effects. You actually get some animated water in King's Quest 3 and 4. So that's a magic bowl that constantly refills with soup, I think. We'll get one of these. Open it up. Purely for points. So There's actually a lot of stuff in these games that you do just for points. Yeah, this is the AGI game engine. So this, I think, was meant to support 16 colors. If you're a fan of Homestar Runner, you've probably seen... Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh no, he took stuff. And guaranteed it's something that I need. Alright. So I've got the bowl, got the carrot, gold egg. What did he take? Shit. Okay. I'm gonna have to load. Because I don't know what he took. And it's probably something that I need. Time to start saving on every screen. So yeah, that guy that steals random stuff is one of the many ways that they lengthened the game without adding content to it. There's also 100 ways to die. And if you don't save, well, then you start over. Okay, so we'll save. Yeah, I was protected by a spell, but who knows how many screens that was. It's probably like 1 or 2 screens. You're never told that it wears off. So if you stick to the edge, you can usually exit the screen before one of those random encounters ends up touching you. We'll just queue up the next command, because I know the next screen is the walnut. Alright, so we're going to get back to the bottom of the screen so we can make a quick exit if we need to. Yeah, I'm reading. I forget the exact title. There's a book published by Hardcore Gaming 101, edited by Kurt Collada. Um, it's like the Guide to Adventure Games or the Adventure Game Handbook, something like that. Um, and the first major section is all of the Sierra games. So I've been reading through that and reminding me that I still have all of these King's Quest games. I've got a lot of the old Sierra games, actually. The King's Quest games, Space Quest. I've got a couple of the Leisure Suit Larry games. I've got 1 and 7. And I've got Shivers 1 and 2, Phantasmagoria. Yeah, I've actually played King's Quest a number of times. I had this as a kid. This came out originally on the PC Junior, I believe. And I grew up in an IBM family. I actually grew up in the hometown of IBM. So everyone had an IBM computer in their house when I was a kid. And there were very few games you could get for it. This was one of them. This actually was the most impressive game for PCs for probably 2-3 years. King's Quest 2, of course, is pretty much the same thing, different screens. Then 3 came out. It had some slightly better graphics. So, okay, so I gotta give the bowl to those poor people. Yeah, so there was a VGA remake of this that's also on those discs, on that collection. Do I go north here? I can't remember. Here, I'll swim across here, try to find that house. But yeah, they released, I think in, what was the magazine? PC Gamer. They used to have the demo discs every month, and in one of the demo discs they had, for free, the entire VGA remake of King's Quest 1. The witch is in King's Quest 2. I don't remember there being a witch in this one. Or is it? Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, so there's a witch in both of them, actually. So this is the one where you you toss her in the fire. There we go. Phil. Ta-da! They're like, alright, take this fiddle. There's no pawn stores yet, so I gotta barter for this sort of stuff. Yeah, so there's multiple ways of completing the main portions of the quest, just like what was said in chat here. So you can kill that dragon with a dagger, but you get more points by throwing water on it, like I did earlier. Same thing goes in a couple spots later on. Like there's a giant later on, you can get more points by getting past him a certain way. There's a rat the same way. Okay, so now we're going to go check out the witch that was just mentioned. Look at this crazy house. What, am I stuck behind the tree? So that happens a lot. 3D adventure games. So, you know the fairy tale behind this. So, randomly the witch will already be inside. Hey, we got it. First try. Witch isn't in here yet. So you go into her bedroom. There's a note on the table. We're going to pick that up. And this gives us a clue for later on for the most annoying puzzle in the game. Sometimes it is wise to think backwards. So when we get to that point later on, I'll explain what that means, but I'm not going to actually solve it. Instead, I have the solution written down over here, because it's a giant pain in the butt. And remember that when this came out, there was no internet. Maybe you had a bulletin board system in your area, and maybe you knew how to log in and had a modem. It was highly doubtful. So you could either go purchase these hint books, which were plain white booklets with the solutions printed with these red hash marks over the top, and you got this this sort of viewfinder thing, this piece of cardboard with red film in it, and you put the red film over the solution, and it would allow the black ink underneath the red hash marks to show through, and you would see the solution. Pretty neat idea. If you're interested in that sort of stuff, you could probably find some pictures of it on eBay and stuff. But they're pretty hard to come by anymore. I used to have one for King's Quest IV, but a lot of times, like, you'd get solutions from your friends in school. So you had a group of people that would work their way through the game. One person would figure out, hey, I typed in this crazy thing and it worked, and then everyone would go home, do that, get a little bit further. So a game like this took a group of kids months to play through. And I'm, of course, going to play through it in an hour, less than an hour maybe. Alright, so the witch is coming home. So we're going to wait in this room until she comes in and starts doing what she's going to do. We're going to queue up the next command. This is a slow witch. Who talks to herself, apparently. Alright, so she's getting her oven going. Congratulations. Swiss cheese. So we'll save. So we gotta go back and find that goat, and we're gonna use the carrot that we got to lead him along to a different area. And Graham is going to show his carrot. Get out of my way, goat. And the pathfinding sucks in this game. Get out of the way. This goat is terrible. First companion quest. Alright, so here's a bridge where a troll pops out. There you go. You don't even get an animation for the troll getting forced off the bridge. He's just gone. And here's where that clue on that note comes into play. So, this is Rumpelstiltskin, kind of. So the note says to think backwards, okay? So a lot of kids were like, okay, well, I'll write out Rumpelstiltskin, reverse it, and type that in. That's not actually what you do. You write out the alphabet and then write it in reverse. And for each letter, you find the corresponding letter on the opposite end of the alphabet. And, I mean, what kid would think of that? So that's what you're supposed to figure out. So then you get some magic beans. Bet you can't guess what those are for. And this is the most painful part of the game. So you can't just go... you can't just go straight up this thing. And it's not obvious where the path is. Oops. Yay. Alright. So you think you're on it, but you're not. Look at that. Went right up through the air instead of through the beanstalk. Oh, I don't need to do that. I need to save. And we are going to save often. And this is why. So you just keep going up here? Oh my god. I hate this part so much. Whew. And funny enough, there's a spot like this in every King's Quest game. Well, maybe not 6. 6 they actually instituted some pathfinding, because you used your mouse in 5 and 6, so you could just click on where you wanted to go, and it would figure out where to go for you. Really? Oops. So we don't want to go further right. Oh, make it. How is he not on the beanstalk? He's 100% on the beanstalk right now. Inch and save. And hopefully you can just go straight up here. Save that shit. So we're going to go pick up one of the optional items just to get points. I'm going to see if I can get all 158 points in the game. Oh no, I don't want to encounter him yet. So this is another spot where there's multiple ways of getting past it. We're going to do the one that gets us the most points. So we're going to come into that screen from the left. And that's going to let us sneak behind the tree here. And this guy's going to fall asleep. We'll speed it up here. Doing a dance. There we go. We'll get the treasure chest. So there's item number 2 of 3. Some treacherous, narrow stairs. Thankfully there's a diagonal key. So use the number pad in this game to move around. So if you push 5, it stops you. 1, 3, 7, and 9 go diagonally. And we made it down the steps. So now the door is open. I'm going to get towards the bottom of the screen in case I have to run away from one of the random encounters. Because this will definitely be the time when that guy shows up and steals an important item. So we gotta go to one of the screens where the eagle shows up, and then hope that he shows up pretty quick. Otherwise I gotta go back and forth between screens until he does. King's Quest 1 is pretty good about those, yeah, there we go, these random encounters being pretty common. Come here, stupid bird. There we go. Fly like an eagle. I don't know what he's doing. Got like a leg twitch. And before we get in that, we have to go get an item. This is one of the spots where you could get yourself trapped and kill the game. So you come over here, grab the mushroom. Reach down and pick a fat mushroom. And now we're just gonna fall into this hole. Graham does a lot of that. And as you can see by the point score there, we're pretty close to the end. you go. So, thanks to the 4-leaf clover, these guys don't attack me. You're gonna love this. It's just a fiddle floating in the air. And then this guy makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, wonderful. So that's the third of 3 items. So that's everything we need. So we gotta get out of here. This is where, if you didn't pick the mushroom, you would be stuck at the very end of the game. So now we gotta go back to the castle, tell the king we got everything. I'm gonna try and stay to the edge here. And here you gotta watch your feet and make sure that they're still touching the portion of the bridge that's brown. Get another point for opening the door. We'll speed through this area. So that's King's Quest 1. Guy doesn't even take care of the body. Sits right down on the throne. So I don't know where I missed some points. Oh well. Alright, so let's start King's Quest 2 up here. So you get a bit of a cutscene to introduce you to the game. So the goal in this one is to find a queen. So we're gonna go rescue whoever that is. Okay, so that's all. Pretty standard. So here we go. King's Quest 2. This one I remember somewhat. I don't remember the layout, but I remember what you need to do. So this one may take a little while longer than the first one. We'll grab the trident there. Nothing there. See what we got up here. So this is where they start putting Easter eggs in the game. So there you go. Ad for Space Quest and King's Quest 3. Now where? Maybe we go north. So in these games, the scenes loop around. So you have this rectangular piece that makes up the main area of the game, and if you go past the top or the bottom, you loop back around to the opposite side. Left and right doesn't loop around in this game. To the right are impassable mountains, to the left is the ocean. And that's actually a similar layout in King's Quest 4. I think it was like that in King's Quest 1 also. Alright, so what else do we have here? Should be some other spots where you can get like jewelry and treasure and stuff. Like there's some hidden in a rock and stuff like that. Oh, we've got the house over here. Part of another fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood. So we can't do anything with her yet. We gotta go to the house first because we gotta get her picnic basket. For some reason she couldn't walk another few feet and get it. And now of course she's not going to show up. Come on. So this is the game where the random encounters are occasionally a pain in the butt. There we go. Oh no! Ah, I was still moving. Come back. Come on, this is terrible. There's a few other spots that are random also, but um, they're much quicker because you don't have to wait to see if they enter the area. They're just already in the area. Wouldn't be so bad if there were music. Come on, where is this girl? Is she not showing up because I've got this thing typed out? It'll be ridiculous. All for some flowers that are already in that screen. So, no need to exchange that. Alright, so let's go search the screens along this row. Nothing here. I think the left screen is the witch's cave. Oh, this I need to go into. This is one of the spots where you can die from falling. So here he climbs the ladder automatically. Goes down it no problem. Okay. But going back up it, he tends to have problems. This is one of the random encounters where it's instantaneous, so you can just exit and come back until he's not there. We're going to grab his soup. See what's in this thing. So the soup we take to the old lady in the whole Little Red Riding Hood area so that she feels better and she gives you some stuff you need for a different part of the quest. Alright, so we made it up that. I'm going to get to the edge of the screen because that gnome, just like the last game, will show up and steal some stuff from your inventory. Nothing in that one. How about this one? Alright, so let's go give the soup to that old lady. This is another random encounter. Oh no! It's a wolf. Who doesn't follow you out. Okay, there we go. We're going to put those on because we're fashionable. Notice my attire does not change. Just have to trust that it's on. Let's see, what else do we need to do? I think we got to grab some more items. So in this game, the way you can screw yourself is go back and forth over this bridge in the game too many times. You go over it more than a certain number of times and the bridge breaks and that's it. You can't get back to the spot that you need to go to in order to complete the game. Again, something that you're most likely to do once you're at the very end of your playthrough. Should be a church somewhere. Ooh, there's something. A hole in a tree. Wait, what was that? Alright, church, church, church. Where is the church? Here. So that's the swamp area. That teal color on the left. We'll get to that later. This game forces you to go in a specific order by spawning certain characters only at certain points in the game. There's the antique store. Where is the church? Oh, you know what? Fast speed is actually manageable in this game. So, here we go. Put it on fast mode. Ooh, I bet there's something in that rock. Oh, you know, let's swim over there. Oh no, I'm drowning. Protective spell. It lasts for 5 seconds. The people of this kingdom leave their valuables in very strange places. There's the church. I don't remember what that does. Protects you from some creature. What else do we have to do? I think we gotta go get the bird. I don't know if we can do that yet, though. See if we can. There you go, that's a bell noise. So the witch's cave is right near the shore. So I'm going to walk out to the west here until I find that. Alright, so we're going to be in this column of screens. There it is. This is another random encounter. Let's see if we can get it to work. There you go. What is that? Yeah, I don't have what I need yet. So I can't do this witch part. So I gotta do... Alright, so I gotta do the King Neptune thing. I have his trident. I gotta give it back to him. So I gotta walk along the beach here, find a mermaid. Who's not here? Oh, I've gotta trigger her appearance by going across that bridge and reading the door. Damn it. Alright, so where's that door? We gotta go east a few columns here. And then we'll just go down through that. Because I think if you go up, you end up falling into the cliff. Or falling over the cliff into the chasm. Yeah, okay. There's the bridge. And then you get corny clues like that. So we'll head back out to sea. So now the mermaid should show up. No idea how you hold your breath this long. So we got our first key. So let's go back to that door. We'll open that up. Oh no! Getting all of them this time. Okay, so next is the magic carpet portion. So we've got this bottle. With a large piece of cloth. We're going to need that for the witch's cave. Because she's got a bird cage. So this witch has taken the pet bird that the antique store owner used to have. And to get it back, you've got to sneak it out of the cave. if you just pick up the cage, the bird starts chirping, the witch is alerted, and you die. Ah, crap. Yep. So did she disappear? That's cool. Alright. Okay. So we grab the cage. Go back out. And then we get a phone ringing, I guess. Whatever that was. So now we gotta find the antique store. That's off to the east side of the map. Alright, where is it? Swim. Well, there's the back of it. Look at that, there's a genie in the lamp. And we'll just hop on that magic carpet. And this is the point at which the game goes completely off the rails. Alright, so pay attention here. Okay, you got a snake. You're stuck up here thanks to the magic carpet. Not really anything to use against the snake, so let's see what the genie gives us. So he gives you a sword, and you're like, okay, cool, and you kill the snake, and ta-da, and then you find out later on that you just put yourself in an unwinnable situation. You actually have to rub the lamp another time. So here you get a leather bridle. And there you go. Throw the bridle on the snake. And ta-da! A Pegasus. What? It understands Pegasus, but doesn't... whatever. Okay, so we threw a bridle onto a snake, which turned into a winged horse. Talked to the winged horse, and the horse gave us a magic sugar cube that protects us specifically against poisonous brambles. here's a trailer to a different game. I may actually play through these at some point too. Space Quest 2 is a really fun game. Alright, so let's get out of here. So here is another stairway. Oh no, it's not. Must be a little later on. There's stairs. Oh, that's in the castle. So there's our second key. So we can go back to that door and unlock it. There's the neighbor with the new motorcycle. Alright. So we'll head on out of here. And we gotta go find that door. Come on, you jerk. Whoa there. This is back when playtesters just made sure that stuff wasn't broken, rather than test to see whether or not the spots in the game were fair. Last key. Must have a stout heart. Not really a good clue. But really there's only one place left that we haven't explored. So we'll go to the swamp area, see if anything has changed. Is it north of here? I want to be on the south end of it. So if I go north far enough, I'll loop back around. Yep, there we go. So this is why you needed the ring and the cloak. So, who has a black cloak and a ruby ring? And lives in a castle. So here's the brambles. This is where I forget to eat the sugar cube. Alright. Get in boat. Eat the sugar cube. Now we can walk through. Two spooky ghosts. Just ripping off music from everyone. So here's some stairs that could kill you. This is where perspective makes no sense. Grab the candle. Now we can come down here, light it on the torch. Why you can't just take the torch, I don't know. Hey, look at that. This game tells you when the fairy spell wears off. That's actually a pretty long time. Guy's got an empty bookshelf. Ham. Oh, what is... Welcome to King's Quest. So even though that is the cave wall, you somehow fall off the stairs going in that direction. And his coffin's already open, which means he's not there. So we gotta go back and forth until he is. Hey, coffin's closed. Guess who's here? Whack, whack, whack. Okay, so we have both a silver and a gold key. So the gold key is for that door. The silver key is for some treasure. But before we get the treasure, we have even more treacherous steps. This one, though, you can you can kind of go against the wall. So like I can go up against the wall here and he's fine. And now we gotta get back down. Oh, just lets you out this time. Okay, so where's the door? Narrowly escaped that guy. Alright, so let me think here. So we don't need anything other than the key. So we should be good. Who knows if I got all the points, but at least I got what I need. Hooray! Look at this strange place. Blue ground, purple water. And this is another great part. So you catch the fish intentionally, throw it back in, and he wants to repay the favor. And then he swims like a dolphin. There's that quartz tower that we read about. And we are going to save here. This set of steps, if you fall on the first step, you die. Here we go. There we go. All 185 points. I don't think we ever saw the wizard in this playthrough. And that's it. That just loops over and over. So that's it. That's King's Quest 1 and 2. So I don't have time to go through King's Quest 3 tonight, so I'll have to save that for the next time I'm streaming. I won't be streaming next Wednesday, so I'll be out of town, so it'll be 2 weeks from now, and I'll play through King's Quest 3, hopefully. That one's my least favorite. It's a very frustrating game because you are working with a real-time clock, and you have to do things in a very specific order, and if you don't, well then that's it, game over. So a whole lot more variety in the number of deaths there are in the next one, but yeah, uh, ends up being more frustrating as a result. So I'll see you in a couple weeks where I'll play King's Quest 3.